AskVeLL never gon' change. You don't know ass nigga, that be the gang. Same nigga I used to be. Fraud niggas get used to me. Dead man if you fool with me. Say that for your eulogy. Yo, what is going on, y'all? It's your boy VeLL, and we are back with another Mobile Legends video, man. So if you don't know what's going on, there's been some drama going on with Gosu, General, and Gen X. Basically, if you don't know, General kicked Gosu Gen X, and there was some reasons why and stuff like that. If you haven't seen that video, I'm going to leave it linked in the description for you all to go ahead and check that out, because we're not going to go and rehash all of that stuff. But since that situation, I did spend an hour today talking to Gen X just to get his point of view, because I don't want to be biased. I do want to give other people a chance to give their side of the stories, because there's multiple sides to every single story. There's one side and then there's the other side. So we already heard General's side. I decided to see if I could get Gen X's side and really figure out what's going on with this whole situation. And I mean, he actually took the time today to talk to me. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you all about. I'm going to tell you all basically what we talked about. But before we jump into that, be sure to drop that thumbs up on the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's just jump straight into it. So Gen X, basically, he made it very, very clear that he didn't really want to hurt General's career or anything like that. He didn't want to make General look crazy bad or anything like that, and he was basically talking about how he really gets nothing from joining Gosu. And if you all don't know this, Gen X appears to be rich. I mean that's just the way that it appears to be. It seems like he's a very wealthy guy, and if that's the case, buddy, listen, I just gotta let y'all know, man. I know my intro say I never change, and a fraud's gotta get used to me, but listen, man. Gen X, send me $1 million, bro. I'm gonna change my intro to I'm a fraud and Gen X never lie. That's gonna be my new intro the whole time. I'm gonna just be like, I'm a fraud and Gen X is the truth. Like, that's gonna be my whole intro. Nah, but seriously though, he was basically very, very adamant about making it clear that he wasn't trying to really hurt General's reputation or anything. That's not the type of person that he is. But he did explain the situation to me, and honestly, from what he said, what General said isn't completely false or anything like that. There's just more to the story. So that's what I'm going to be telling you all, the more to the story that there is. So basically, we know that General said that he basically called him a noob. He said Gen X called him a noob and tried to take his teammates from him. And basically, what Gen X had to say about this was that he didn't try to take his teammates, but at the same time he did. And like, that's what I got from it anyways. He said it wasn't malicious. So the way General made it sounded pretty malicious, like, oh, this guy's just a fraud, he's just a snake, you can't trust Gen X. But in reality, Gen X told me basically the reason that he joined Gosu, or the reason that he was working with Gosu and stuff like that, is that he wanted to sponsor their team for the MPL. He wanted to bring them an opportunity, a business opportunity, and that's what they've been trying to work out. That's what they've been trying to do. He's been trying to get them to really compete at the highest level and try to get them to go against some other teams. And if you don't know what a sponsor is, by the way, sponsors is a group of people, a group of investors that basically will put money into your team. So basically, it's expensive to compete. So that means Gosu, in order to compete in the MPL and stuff like that, they would have to fly out to the other countries sometimes and stuff like that. So these companies and stuff, the sponsors, they'll pay for everybody's flights. Like, they'll pay for General's flight and Hoon and Basic and all these guys. They will actually pay these guys to go and fly to these countries and compete, and they're just going to keep a part of the earnings and winnings and stuff like that. That's basically how the business works. It's some type of contract with some type of terms and stuff like that. So what Gen X said was he brought this offer to Gosu and General, and he said that like basically it started off with General included in that offer. But the sponsors, at some point, the sponsors did not want to work with General. They said General was just getting carried by Hoon and Basic. And Gen X, from Gen X's point of view, he said, how do I tell General that he's not good enough? How do I tell General that the sponsor said they only want Hoon and Basic? Like, how do you look a man in his face and say, basically the sponsors say you suck? Like, I mean, and I kind of understand that could be a difficult thing to tell somebody, But at the same time, I can't just go off of that information. You know, I had to question Gen X a little bit more, because what random sponsor would know enough about Mobile Legends, know enough about high-level gameplay to be able to tell by watching General's gameplay that he's not good enough to compete in the MPL and Basic and Hoon are? There is no random sponsor, like, because the sponsor is just some random, probably rich white guy. Let's be serious. It's some rich white guy that's just trying to blow some money and earn a little money back, which means they're not watching Mobile Legends gameplay like that. So when he said the sponsors said they didn't want General, that sounded kind of fishy to me. I don't know many sponsors that can literally spot when someone is good, when someone, like, because Mobile Legends fans can't even really tell when a player is really good and isn't really good. Mobile Legends fans basically tell someone's skill by stars. So a sponsor just watching gameplay saying, no, General cannot compete at the MPL level. How, like, that just doesn't add up to me. So that one, we never got clarified on that, but that was what he told me. He said the sponsors didn't want him, but me personally, what I think is that at some point someone told the sponsors that General just was not good. Like that had to come. I don't know if it came from Gen X. I'm not going to put words in his mouth if it didn't come from Gen X, but more than likely somebody who the sponsors trusted told them that General was not good enough. There's no way that a random sponsor would be able to tell someone's skill level in Mobile Legends. There's just no way that would happen. But yeah, so basically, so this whole thing started because they were supposed to be working together on some business deal. The way Gen X made it sound to General is that he was going to find a sponsor for their whole team, but suddenly things changed. The sponsors no longer wanted General for whatever the reason, and Gen X, so basically, Gen X didn't hold up to his end of the bargain. Instead of being able to convince the sponsors to take everybody, they only wanted Hoon and they only wanted Basic. So that was the big thing. He didn't try to maliciously take Hoon and Basic just so he can start his own team or nothing like that. The sponsors were only willing to pay for those two guys. So that was the situation, and as General should, he felt kind of offended by it. I don't know if he's told General all these details or anything. I don't know if General knows that the sponsors fell through or anything like that. And honestly, I don't know if this is the full truth. This is just what I got from Gen X. So yeah, I wanted to let you all know. It doesn't sound like he maliciously just tried to go and target them. But at the same time, I did ask him a few questions like, okay, so if you have this opportunity for Gosu randomly in another country, why can't you just play with people in your own country and give your own friends this type of big opportunity? And basically he was saying that it's going to be big for Mobile. He's a businessman. So Gen X said he's a businessman. If he basically helps North America become really, really big, it's going to become profitable for Mobile Legends. So that's why he wanted to take this opportunity to North America, so people in so the game could grow in North America, and it would make the stock of Mobile Legends rise a lot higher. So that's why he wanted to partner with Gosu, and that's why he wanted to bring this opportunity to Gosu and stuff like that and sponsor their team, because he thought it would be a big opportunity in the future. But he also wanted to test the level of the players, I guess he was looking to test the level of the players, and he said that this was going to, he wanted Gosu to be innovators. He wanted Gosu to make it to the MPL, and not just make it to the MPL, but be able to dominate all the other teams in the MPL. And honestly, he didn't sound too confident that he believed that General would be able to do this. So personally, I don't really know. I don't really know. I know that General was 100% right with what he said. From General's perspective, it makes sense. It looks like this guy just snaked him. That's basically what it looks like from General's perspective. But when you learn that this guy's perspective is, it's more people involved, it's a business move, it's business decisions. It wasn't just a one guy versus another guy type of thing. It was a whole business and other things behind this entire incident. So it's not as simple as that. But at the same time, Gen X even owned up to this himself. He said he would get all of Gosu sponsored. He couldn't live up to his part of the deal. He couldn't do that. He couldn't convince them to take General, to want to work with General for whatever the reason. And honestly, that was weird to me, because what makes games and gamers successful and stuff like that, what makes the company's money is viewership. General is one of the most famous players in North America. Whether he's good at the game or bad at the game, he's going to bring viewers. He's going to bring a lot of interest. Because if you think about it, if he does really, really well, all of his fans is going to be like, yeah, I knew he was the best and stuff like that. But if he does really, really bad, that's going to be big news around the community and everybody is going to be watching still. So honestly, in my opinion, it's a win-win for the company no matter what. So, I mean, the story sounds kind of shaky at some points. It's just some stuff that don't add up, but ultimately, it doesn't sound like Gen X was trying to be super, super malicious. But make sure you all subscribe, drop that thumbs up. I'm going to try to keep you all updated and informed on the situation. I'm going to try and see if I can get some comments from some other Gosu members and see like what they think or what they take is on this whole situation. But yeah, man, knowing it all from Gen X's perspective, it doesn't sound as bad as it actually sounded before. But honestly, I mean, he did do what General said that he did. From General's perspective, he did what he said he was what he did. Like, I mean, it might have been a reason for it, but that doesn't really change what was done. So let me know what you all think about the whole situation down below in the comments section. Yeah, once again, subscribe, drop the thumbs up, all that stuff, man. And I'm gonna keep you all updated. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, fam. Peace out, Joe.
I'm on it. Can't fail for my family, I want it. So they'll never need hope or want it. A break, just something that I don't get. If I'm